The Coinbase One Credit Card gives you a whopping 4% back, but there are some things that you got to be aware of. So today we'll be going over if it's really worth getting. I got the card, so you don't have to. But before we dive into all the details, please do me a quick 2-second favor. Please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me out tremendously and I'll be extremely thankful for your support. Benefits. Let's start off with the sexiest part about this card. The Coinbase One Credit Card is advertised to give 4% back on every purchase, which is insanely good. For context, many of the 5% cards have rotating categories which change every single quarter. So it's really difficult to remember what cards should be used for what type of transactions as it changes every single quarter. But here's where they start to get you. They give you 4% back only when you hold over $200,000 worth of assets in your Coinbase account. In fact, there's a tiered system. Tier 1, 2% back with less than $10,000 in your Coinbase assets. Tier 2, 2.5% back with $10,000 to $49,999 in assets. Tier 3, 3% back with $50,000 to $199,999 in your Coinbase account. And lastly, Tier 4, 4% back with over $200,000 in assets. Having $200,000 held in your account is typically unachievable for the vast majority of people. Realistically, most people would fall under Tier 1 or Tier 2. However, nonetheless, even if you hold a small amount on Coinbase, your first tier starts at 2% back, which is pretty good considering there's only a handful of cards out there that give 2% back on all purchases. Now let's talk about the other benefits that this card gives. No annual fee, which is a bit misleading, which I'll explain in a little bit. No foreign transaction fees. Retail protection, so it's covered if it gets damaged or stolen in 90 days. Extended warranty, which doubles the original manufacturer's warranty for up to 12 months. I don't know who actually uses this, but still. Return protection, which allows you to return stuff up to 90 days of purchase. Car rental, loss and damage insurance. Trip cancellation and trip interruption. Lost or damaged luggage insurance, roadside assistance, emergency assistance. The benefits offered on this card is pretty comparable to other middle tier cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, so it's not bad at all. Plus, it's a stainless steel card weighing 17 grams, which is on par with many other premium credit cards. All right, let's do a quick drop test right on my laptop so you guys can see it. All right, so we're gonna start with the Coinbase One Credit Card. Okay, sounds pretty hefty. Now we're gonna do the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Okay. And then lastly, we got our Venture X. All right. Comparison. Now let's do a quick comparison to its closest competitor, which is another crypto exchange, the Gemini Credit Card. Welcome bonus. The Gemini Credit Card has a welcome bonus of $200, while the Coinbase Credit Card doesn't. So a win for Gemini. Card issuer. Coinbase is issued by American Express, while Gemini is issued by MasterCard. So there's no crazy difference there other than having to be mindful that not all places will accept American Express. Multipliers. Here's the part that most people care about. The Gemini credit card gives 4% back on gas, EV charging, transportation, and rideshare, 3% back on dining, 2% back on groceries, and 1% back on everything else. The Coinbase One credit card is a flat 4% on everything if you hold $200,000 or more on Coinbase. 3% back on everything if you hold anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000, 2.5% back if you hold anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000, and 2% back on everything if you hold less than $10,000 on Coinbase. In my opinion, this is much better than the Gemini credit card, but realistically, not a lot of people will be holding that much assets on their Coinbase account. Most people would fall underneath the 2% back or the 2.5% back, which is still pretty decent. Annual fee. The Gemini credit card has a $0 annual fee, while the Coinbase One credit card says that they don't have an annual fee, but you do have to have a Coinbase One membership in order to get the card in the first place. Now, the cheapest tier to get the Coinbase One membership is $50 per year, but it does come with a bunch of perks and benefits. So if you're already a Coinbase customer paying for this membership, effectively there is no annual fee. But if you were to sign up for the membership strictly to get this card, then yes, there is an annual fee. But in my opinion, I wouldn't sign up for this membership just to get this card. Downsides. Now let's talk about the downsides. If you're getting above that 2% rate, there is a $10,000 monthly cap. So anything over $10,000 will get you 2% back. So for example, if you're at the highest tier earning 4% back, That means if you were to spend $15,000 in a single month, then your first $10,000 will earn you 4% back. Then the remaining $5,000 would only get you 2% back. So this really limits high spenders. And I imagine that they do this because they're probably losing money whenever someone is in the highest tier. And the last downside, rewards are paid out in Bitcoin, which sounds cool, but it is something to think about because your 4% back could fluctuate depending on what the market does. But for the most part, this is actually beneficial because Gemini stated that Bitcoin rewards that are held for at least over 1 year have appreciated on average 277%. So in reality, that 4% back is actually 15% back using past performance. Now, another thing to keep in mind is since it is issued through American Express may not be accepted everywhere, but that's not a huge concern in my opinion. Here's the verdict. Is the Coinbase card really worth it? Now, if you're already a heavy Coinbase user and have a membership and holding a decent amount of assets in there, it's actually a pretty solid card. You'll earn 4% back in crypto with no annual fee, technically, no foreign transaction fee, and premium level protections. But for everyone else, I'd say it's more of a niche flex card than an everyday spender. Now, if you want the 2% back on everything without jumping through hoops, cards like the Wells Fargo Active Cash, Citi Double Cash, or Fidelity Rewards Visa might make more sense. Overall, it's great for crypto enthusiasts already deep in the ecosystem, but if you're a casual investor or just looking for a simple rewards card, there are probably easier and more predictable options out there. Now, if you are interested in signing up for the Gemini Credit Card, I do have a referral link in the description, and right now they're offering a $200 welcome bonus, and it would help me out tremendously if you signed up through that link. If you found this helpful, please do me a favor, drop a like and hit that subscribe, and send this video to a friend who's been thinking about getting either cards. Now, if you want to learn how to stake your Ethereum to earn 3%, watch this video over here, and if you want to learn how to stake your Solana to earn 7%, then watch this video right over here.